Well, the easy way to improve eat is by not buying junk food in the first place. Just keep it out of sight, keep it out of mind. Now let's get this day started. Fearless. This is just going to be a little video to kind of talk about how I eat through the week, because I don't want people watching my channel to think he eats so much food all the time. How does he stay so lean? And I'll actually show you how lean I am, just so you can get a rough idea of how I currently look. Yeah, lovely, absolutely lovely. So basically how I eat through the week is we're going to go into this video, but overall I follow a calories in, calories out method. Now I will be throwing some slides up on the screen to show you how I apply this, but I intuitively eat because I just don't see the need to track calories anymore. I've got an idea of how many calories are in meals, so that's just the way I've applied it since I've moved down to Derby. And even longer actually. I'm going to show you 3 types of graphs here, all eating at maintenance. Now this first graph shows you it's between 1 and 10, 5 is your maintenance. So ideally if you want to lose weight, you want to bring it below the 5, and that way you're in a calorie deficit for a period of time. Now consistency is king. As you lose weight, eventually you're going to reach a level where you're happy with your weight, and then you're going to be sitting at a body fat percentage, and you don't need to keep the calories restricted as much because you're at the level that you want to be at. Now you can go back to eating maintenance, and that way you're just going to stay at that body fat percentage. If you want to increase weight, then you go into a surplus. If you want to continue to lose weight, you want to drop the calories again. Once the weight's off, you can actually eat at maintenance and then you'll be happy. So this first graph, obviously that's maintenance, but that's not a really accurate graph because no one's going to be eating the same kind of calories every day. Now a more realistic graph is graph 2, is someone eating just below maintenance, so they're eating a deficit from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday you'll tend to have a binge, which is like a Chinese or whatever, typically in the UK anyway, and then you're going to have your drinks, drinking alcohol on Friday, and then you'll be having your, again, a calorie surplus on the Sunday, and then that'll level itself out. Yep, So ideally, again, you're wanting to try, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to bring these values closer to 5 and below 5. That way you're in an overall deficit. Now, what do I do? Because currently I actually do eat at maintenance. Now, how I do it is quite extreme. Now, looking at graph 3, you're going to be thinking, holy hell, he starves himself. No, because I eat low calorie dense meals. You can see it on my Instagram link below. I post them pretty much all the time. I'll give you some examples of low calorie dense meals that I eat. Now, basically one big one that I actually have just started is diet juice. Currently, I'm actually losing weight now just because I've got something on that you'll see next weekend. But I've been drinking between 3 and 6 cans of these a day, diet juice, because there's 0 calories in it, or there's very few, like 6 calories in it. Irrelevant. Anyway, so these, because it's carbonated, it keeps you full. Another meal that I actually have is my chopped tomatoes. So the chopped tomatoes is just basically like a soup substitute. It's even less calories, but depends, because chopped tomatoes, some of them are quite rank. This one in particular is actually really nice. I just cook this in a pan and then I eat it straight away. 64 calories in a can. That is going to fill you up. Now, I don't actually believe in drinking your calories, because you need to have subsistence and you need to eat slowly to get that satiating full feeling. But one snack that I actually do have is pea protein, because it's so thick, it is ridiculously thick. So you should be adding it into your diet, and as well you can actually top it up, fill it up full 600 millilitres of water, because that gives you again that full effect, or you can actually add in some almond milk and that will keep you fuller for longer. Another easy snack is, don't buy salt and vinegar rice cakes, because you'll just eat them all. Buy plain ones, that way you're going to get sick of the taste, and are extremely low calorie, and you can actually add 0 calorie maple syrup to it, and that keeps it as, it's an alright taste, but it makes it significantly better and easy to apply. Now, you wonder, you'll think, looking at graph 3 here, you're thinking, how is he eating so much at the weekend? Realistically, it comes down to lifestyle. I don't always eat at that high calorie over the weekend, but typically I keep my calories for if I'm going to go for a pint, or if I want to go to Costco and have a pizza, or if I want to eat out with my friends, and that basically keeps me at maintenance. My intuitively eating tips consist of find meals that are quick and easy to cook, because I hate being in and out the kitchen, or being in the kitchen for a long period of time. I want to be in and out, so I'm finding meals that are quick and ready to cook. Such as just cracking some eggs, boom, microwave, job done. Yeah, you could even cook it with some brown bread and that sugar, French toast. You could cook it on the pan. It actually does work in the microwave. A lot of the food I eat is quite unorthodox, because it's quite strange the way I cook. But anyway, that's a story for another time. Now, meal number 2 is meal prep. You need to meal prep, because if you're getting in from the gym and you're just wanting to eat something, or you've got to go somewhere, I've always got meals, and I've got a fridge in my room that I keep for meal preps, and I eat the same meals. So it's so easy. Meal prep number 1, low calorie dense. It will stop you picking up the phone a Chinese. Eat your meal preps. I work Monday to Friday. I eat at the same times every day. I get the same 10 AM break, the same 12 o'clock lunchtime, and I also get a walk in at that time. And then I finish at 4 o'clock every day, as well as a 3 o'clock finish at a Friday. So I eat at the same times every day. That way I'm aware of how many meals that I've ate. I know how much meals I've got left in the day, so if I need to have a snack to fill me up until I'm ready for my next meal, then I'm prepared for it, because I'm eating in a calorie deficit. This is a personal preference. I know it doesn't apply to a lot of people, but I eat chewing gum between every meal, except from the morning. But yeah, I eat chewing gum between every meal, because it prevents me wanting to snack on high calorie dense meals or snacks, whatever. It's just easy. I don't even think about wanting to have food, because I've got that minty flavour in my mouth. Eat similar foods every day. So because I know I'm eating the same kind of foods every day, subbing in 1 or 2, but then I know that I'm eating low calorie dense foods, and it saves me tracking and the unsurety of, is this too high calorie? If I'm eating the same foods every day, it's so easy to know what you're eating, so easy to go to the shops and buy exactly what you're getting. There's no dilly-dallying in the shops going, oh, been in here quite a long time, I'm going to pick something up that I probably shouldn't. If you know exactly what you're going in to buy, they're just in and out. I buy the same food shop every week, it's so easy. One thing that I do recommend is, because I eat so low calorie, I actually have like a sweet tooth meal, so it's always good to have a sweet tooth meal as well as a sweet tooth snack. That way if you're walking around, you really want something sweet, you're not going to binge. So I actually have stevia, which is a natural sweetener. I can mix that in with whatever meal that I eat. I have it with like a protein kind of meal with eggs and oats, so that does my sweet tooth craving. One thing that I would say is, because I'm quite experienced with eating, I kind of know how to gauge how many calories are in things. If you're unsure, I would say track your calories until you're aware of how many calories are actually in a meal, and then you can say, right, okay, I'm eating the same meals every day, I don't need to track this anymore because I know that it's low calorie and I know how to kind of roughly gauge how many calories are in it. One massive game changer is don't cook with oil, because oil, a teaspoon of oil is like, it's ridiculous. It's like 70 calories. You want to be using that 1 calorie spray. Yes, it is rubbish, but you can spray it 20 times if you want. Personally, I used oven bags for cooking because it cooks my meals in bulk, as well as locks in the fats, and you're not having to use any oil. One major one is, because this thing that I've got on next week, I'll just tell you, it's like a workout thing, and I'm going keto for 3 days, and then I'm treating it as like a peak week. So I'm actually going keto right now, and I don't usually eat a lot of red meat, and I'm not even eating a lot of red meat in this keto because the red meat has such high calories. It's ridiculous. Like, unless you're buying lean bison meat, which you're not, you're going to be buying like the cheap burgers or the cheap sausages, etc. You need to keep an eye out for the calories. Typically I try to keep my meals below 400 calories, and you might think that's so hard, that's so hard. It's not. I'll tell you how I do it later in this video. But red meat is really, I only eat red meat if I'm going for a barbecue or the rare occasion. I don't really eat it because it's quite high calorie. That's just one to keep an eye out for. Oh, one massive one that is, if you're with your missus or with your friends and you end up having a chocolate bar, oh my god, it's not the end of the world. Don't beat yourself up about it. I do it. And do you know why? Because you just fills your sweet tooth craving if it's there. Listen, if it's there, I will eat it. That's why I do not keep any junk in the house, because I'll eat it. It's plain and simple. It's staring at you in the face. But realistically, if you've been eating well the rest of the week or the rest of the day, it's not going to make a difference. You've been eating well, have it, enjoy it. But that's why I keep my low calorie sweet tooth snacks and meals at the side to kind of substitute that high calorie dense chocolate bar. One easy thing for planning your meals is actually eating higher protein in your meals, because when you eat protein, it uses more calories to digest that protein, as well as it keeps you fuller, so it gives you a more satiating feeling effect. Do's and don'ts, this little graph kind of shows you don't want to be eating high protein, high fats, high carbs, because that equals high calories. What you want to do is this graph, which is either high protein, moderate fat and low carbs, which is going to give you kind of moderate calories, or this graph, which is higher protein, moderate carbs, low fat, which gives you again moderate calories. So that's just a kind of maintenance meal, if you want to call it. Now, what do I do? Now, you might look at this graph and you might think, wow, that looks unhealthy. It's not, because I'm going high in my protein, which is giving me that filling effect, getting my fats from my chicken or my turkey. I've got it sealed in the bag, I'm locking in those fats, I'm using that as a sort of sauce, if you want to call it. But it is a fairly low fat meal, but the low carbs are high volume. How? Because I'm using low calorie dense carbs. So I'm eating plenty of spinach, onion, mixed beans, chickpeas. Those are all included in my meals. I am full to the brim when I'm eating those meals, as well as it's keeping me low calorie and it's keeping me in that deficit throughout the week for if I want to have that binge at the weekend. It's easy, and it's easy. My tips for snacks is, everyone's different. I've just showed you some of the snacks that I eat. I eat a hell of a lot of fruit. I have 2 bananas a day just for the potassium, but I'll go into that in another video. But I eat filling foods, as well as you want to find snacks that you personally like yourself, because snacks that I like, you might not like. Like, I know people that eat carrots. I don't eat carrots, but they're low calorie and it fills you up. But you want to find snacks that take time to eat, such as frozen berries. I have frozen berries, a full bowl of them on the occasion when I want it, because it's so cold and I've got some sensitive teeth or fillings, etc. It takes time to eat them. See, by the time you get through those frozen berries, you're full. Boom, low calories, it's easy. It's easy. One other tip I would say about snacks though is don't include snacks in your meals, because if I've got cucumber, which is one of my snacks, in my lunches, then when it comes to wanting a snack, I'm going to be less likely to want a cucumber or cherry tomatoes for that matter. So I keep my snacks separate from my actual meals, and that way when I want a snack, I'm not used to that taste. I'm getting, oh, that's nice, and I'll eat that as a snack rather than getting bored of it, don't want it, binging. And an easy one, don't eat nuts as a snack. Personally, I only eat nuts in the winter time because a handful of nuts is like 200 calories. It's ridiculous, and it's so easy to just keep eating them because I do like the taste of nuts. So I only eat nuts and seeds as well, for that matter, in winter time, for when I'm wanting to kind of increase my body weight because it's cold in Scotland or in Glasgow. Whoa, what am I talking about? I'm in Derby. It's cold in the UK, right? An actually good snack that I do have is, like, I'll have some bread, or like brown bread. Usually I don't really eat white bread, but I'll actually have plain bread and I'll put that syrup on it because it makes it like a dessert. It is ridiculous. You could also use pancakes and put this on it because it is that good a snack. I highly recommend these. I'm holding it upside down because I'm used to squeezing it. But these skinny syrups are £2 out of Home Bargains and they are absolutely amazing. The chocolate one, I'm a big head of chocolate. I'm a big head of chocolate. I'm a big fan of chocolate, but I actually got introduced to this one not that long ago. I'm not even going to have that now because I don't want it. Don't want to waste it. But yeah, that stuff's awesome. Get it, eat it, love it. I'm going to show you my typical working week. This is, say, a Monday for me. Now, you're better to plan your day if you're going to be intuitive eating. So you're better kind of using a graph like this. Sorry, I just made this on Word, so you can, I'd imagine you can make it on Word as well. Draw it down on a piece of paper. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to put what time you get up, you're going to put what time you go to bed, and you're going to put in what time you go to gym. And personally, I like to nutrient time my meals kind of around my workout time, so I'll have my micronutrient dense meals around my workout time. So I get up at 6 AM, I only have a 20-gram shake in the morning of protein, just because a meal takes too long to digest because by the time I have my pre-workout and go to the gym. So I just like to have a single shake just to start the protein synthesis, and then because I've not had a substantial meal after a workout, I'm really big on micronutrients, and I'll go into that in another video. But I will have my micronutrient dense meal. 20 grams of it is from the chicken or the turkey or a meat source, and 20 grams of protein comes from vegetables. Now, following that, an hour later, just because your body will churn through that because it's low calorie dense and my body's going to be crying out for more food, then I'll have 20 grams of pea protein because it's filling, it gives you that satiating effect. Now, then at 10 AM I will typically only have fruit, dead easy. I'll just drink water. I never go hungry. I always eat low calorie dense meals, so I'm not hungry. And if I do get hungry, I would usually try and have it in work where I can't get to anything, because I do prefer to save my calories for later in the day, for when you get home and you're sitting about doing nothing, because that's when you're going to eat. Now, gets to lunchtime, again, chicken and low calorie veg, easy, voluminous, filling, boom, job is done. Then going to go home, get home for about 4:30, and then I'm going to have my third meal, which consists of either fish or chicken, eggs, whatever I feel like it, easy. Between all these meals, if I want a snack, I'll have a snack, and I'll have a cucumber. Pretty much I have a cucumber every day, or I have my cherry tomatoes. It's easy. Meal 4, typically fish, eggs, whatever. I eat the same meals every day, right? And I'm only subbing in and out 1 or 2 meals. I eat fish pretty much every day, but it depends what type of fish. Sometimes it's salmon, sometimes it's tuna, sometimes it's haddock, whatever I fancy. It's just that way, once you get into that consistency, you'll be able to do it easier and easier. Always at the end of the night, I will have my casein, which is in form of a Greek yogurt, which is 35 grams, because casein is slow digesting protein. Going forward, because I want to have more meals where I can just grab it and eat it, I'm going to bring back my Greek yogurt to lunchtime, and then I'm going to start having French toast at night, just because it's quick and easy rather than having to cook more and more chicken. It's pretty easy, literally just manipulate it. Because the French toast is going to be on brown bread, it's going to be slow digesting. I'm getting that slow digestion of food overnight, which is going to keep my muscles recovering. So I hope that this video helps. Please follow my Instagram below, link in the description. Ding dong that notification bell for next time I post, because I've got something pretty cool that I'm going to be vlogging next week, that will be posted next week. And yeah, just try writing out what times you do things every day and give it a bash. It's so easy, honestly, it's so easy. Once you start doing it, it's easy. I tell you what, one thing that did help me a bunch is when I moved out, because my mum's not cooking my meals anymore. I'm going to the shops and buying my own foods. So if I could give you one massive overarching tip, is move out. One other thing is have caffeine, drink coffee, etc. I don't drink coffee because I want the effect from when I take the caffeine from a pre-workout, but caffeine increases energy output, which leads to increased calories burned, as well as caffeine suppresses hunger. So if you're wanting to lose weight, have some coffee and it will take that hunger pain away.